Sit down.
No.
Yeah, but you look like sit down.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President and new officers, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
In 1996, when I ran for president and tied the vote, distinguished Toastmaster Jamal Hepburn, my campaign theme was, a vote for its history is a vote for its future. A vote for its history is a vote for its future.
I did.
And so you can see, fellow Toastmasters and guests, that I believed from way back that it is important to preserve history, whether it's the history of Toastmasters, Club 1600, the history of our district, or the history of our nation. We must preserve it. And so this evening I will share with you some information, particularly for the newer members of our club who would have joined this club just in the last few years, so that you can appreciate the depth of history that is in our district and how this club factors into that history. You would have heard the name Peter Drudge, even if you've just joined this club in the last several months. Peter Drudge was an employee of the Bahamas government, and while off on service in Canada, he was given some brochures on Toastmasters from a friend. Drudge returned to Nassau and he sold the idea of Toastmasters to a fellow government employee by the name of Ernest T. Strong, who had just returned to the Bahamas himself after working for 14 years at United Nations as a linguist.
Yeah, so many languages.
It was then that Edward Carey, distinguished Toastmaster Edward Noble Brutus Carey, who worked along with Ernest T. Strong, was also approached about the idea of starting a Toastmasters club in the Bahamas.
Are you glad to sit at the tea? Feel the screen.
He made on December the 5th, 1968, the first Toastmasters meeting was held on the stage of St. Benedict's Hall. Now that's up at the Prairie Grounds, up on the top of West Street Hill by St. Francis Xavier Cathedral. 15 men representing a cross-section of the community got together at that time and started this club. The club was given the name First Bahamas Branch of Toastmasters Club. The charter number given to the club was 1600.
There you go.
1600 U.
And it was designated, don't preempt me, my lord, it was designated as unrestricted.
But it was.
We deal directly with California.
Which meant that the Bahamas reported directly to Toastmasters International in California. The official charter was formally presented at an installation banquet on March 8th, 1969. The late Sir Lyndon O'Pinling, at that time, he was Premier of the Bahamas, was the guest speaker. He was also made an honorary Toastmaster at that meeting. And the charter president was Ernest T. Strong. In 1972, a second Toastmasters club was formed on the island of Grand Bahama. This became known as the first Freeport branch. Today I think it's called Club Destiny, 1425. The first president of that club was Toastmaster Richard Demerit. He became president. And the charter number, as I said, is 1425. Now during May of 1973, the New Providence branch, Toastmasters Club 3596, was established. That's the one that now meets on Monday nights at the Cancer Society.
Richard Robb.
And Toastmaster Whitney Roll.
No.
Held up.
Whitney Roll was the charter. No, that's not
96.
Toastmaster Whitney Roll was the charter president. Just a few months later, in 1973, we saw the formation of Action for Achievement, Club 1095.
Prince Rose.
Was formed under the leadership of Toastmaster Marina Dean. And she became the first female president of a Toastmasters club in the Bahamas. That same year, Toastmasters International amended its constitution to permit women to join the organization, or rather making it against the rules, against the policy, not to allow women into the organization.
Women police.
And this was mandated by an act of legislation passed in the U.S. In April 1976, a group of men from this club, first Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, including Toastmasters Patrick Bosfield, James Ramming, Leslie Gibson, that's the one who Cyprian Gibson would like to be like.
Yes,
And
yes.
Dr. Malachi Lundy started Executives of Excellence Toastmasters Club 2985. This is the first corporate club. And its purpose was mainly to reactivate members who would have strayed away. But the charter president was Toastmasters James Ramming. Due to struggles with membership, the club was discontinued after just 2 years.
BEC.
In 1973, the year that the Bahamas became independent, at the international convention held in Texas, Toastmaster Patrick Bosfield was instrumental in encouraging the formation of Area 19. Remember, we were unrestricted. And Toastmaster Vicky Wood, out of Florida, became the first area governor for the Bahamas.
Yeah, Vicky Wood.
She was succeeded by Toastmaster Patrick Bosfield, a Bahamian, in 1974. And then Toastmaster Lester Gibson, Cyprian, in 1975. And then Toastmaster James Ramming in 76, and Francis Gibson followed in 77. But around 1981, the Bahamas was developed to such an extent that it was able to acquire a division status at the May District Conference in Florida. At that time, there were only 4 divisions in District 47, which comprised only of Florida clubs. The Bahamas became the 5th division. With the growth of the district, the division was given alphabet names. The Bahamas became Division G. Distinguished Toastmaster Samuel P. Bain served as the first Bahamian district governor in 1995, and the first district conference to be held in the Bahamas was held here in May of 1995. In 1998, the Bahamas division lost a number of clubs, forcing it to lose its division status. Distinguished Toastmaster Jamal Hepburn took up the mantle and spearheaded the task of rebuilding the club base to regain division status. He visited as many clubs as possible and encouraged active members to assist if possible to form new clubs. 2 years later, at the May Conference in 2000, the Bahamas regained its division status and became known as Division I.
There you go.
The show of support and assistance from distinguished Toastmaster Paul Nunez, the then district governor, and distinguished Toastmaster Ted Wood, past international president, was also very instrumental in helping the Bahamas in regaining division status.
Sound like a book, Longley.
The second district governor to hail, this is the beginning of it, Toastmaster Mal, the second district governor to hail from the Bahamas was distinguished Toastmaster Godfrey Springer. He served in 2005-2006. The third Bahamian and first female to become district governor from the Bahamas was distinguished Toastmaster Antoinette M. Fox, who served in 2008-2009. During her year as district governor, the district was President's Distinguished and earned the number 5 spot in the world.
There you go.
DTM Fox was also the first Region 8 advisor. That was a new position that was just started that year by Toastmasters International, and she was among the first cadre of region advisors, and to this day remains the only Bahamian to have held that position.
Where is she?
She is to date the only Bahamian. She was followed by distinguished Toastmaster Pamela D. Roll as district governor, who served in 2011-2012. She was charged with the awesome responsibility of preparing the district for its second split, which occurred seamlessly at the end of her term. This also brought about the formation of a second division in the Bahamas, known as Division F. The first split occurred during 2007-2008 Toastmasters year. These splits were mandated by Toastmasters International following several years of exponential growth in our membership and our club base. In April 2014, yours truly, distinguished Toastmaster Anthony Longley, was elected district governor, becoming the fifth Bahamian to hold the office. During my term in office, the district marked its 60th anniversary with a special observance during the luncheon at the spring conference at the Sheraton Fort Lauderdale Airport Hotel, April 5th, 2015. The Jubilee Planning Committee was co-chaired by distinguished Toastmasters Hugh Wynn and past district governor and past international director Christina Kilberg. The celebration luncheon was chaired by past district governor distinguished Toastmaster Pamela D. Rowe. Today, the Bahamas has 2 divisions and 9 areas comprising of almost 40 clubs on the islands of New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, Eleuthera, Andros, and Exuma. We appreciate the service of the past division governors, but I'd like to thank them for their assistance in the growth and development of Divisions F and I. Fellow Toastmasters, this past week, we lost one of those past division governors, the person of distinguished Toastmaster Prince Rowe,
Albert Rowe,
who will be
Prince
Prince A. Rowe, who will be funeralized this coming Saturday, 3 p.m. at St. James Lady Baptist Church, St. James Road. So I ask you as I close that you keep this family in your thoughts and prayers, and let us remember him for the contribution that he's made to the growth of this great district and this division. Fellow Toastmasters, if you do not know from whence you've come, you surely cannot determine to where you are going. And so I encourage you to embrace the history of this great organization, embrace the history of this division, embrace the history of this great district. And this year, not only are we celebrating 60 years as a district, but we have just concluded 90 years in October of 2014 of Toastmasters International, and 45 years as a club. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's been my pleasure sharing this with you. Let us hold on to history.